I once faked a school trip to fool my mum into letting me go to France.
David's team.
So you faked a school trip?
Faked a school trip.
How? What did you say?
My mother was extremely strict. Never let me go anywhere or do anything. I was 17. I wanted to go to France. I was studying A-level French, so I tricked her into thinking it was imperative for me to go on this trip.
I'd have thought if it was an educational thing, most mums would be all for it, wouldn't they?
That's the point she's just made.
No. My mother was super overprotective of us.
Right.
Like, she didn't let us go anywhere. She had a scrapbook of bus and train crashes. That she'd bring out and go, you see these children? They went on their school trip and now they are dead. Stuff like that.
Wow. Was there actually a school trip?
No, there was no school trip. I went on my own. But
So did you just tell your very strict, fearful of death mother, there's this school trip? And she went, OK, there's a school trip.
I basically got all my friends to turn up at the train station with suitcases.
You're not serious.
To make it look like it was a school trip.
And they weren't going to France with you?
No. And then my mum came, said goodbye, and then we all got on the train and they got off at the next stop.
Where did you go in France?
I went to Touraine.
Touraine?
Touraine.
Why did you go to Touraine?
Because there was a French course there, and the council gave free trips for kids who were studying A-levels.
So you actually lied to your mum to go to France, but actually went to a French course?
Yeah.
So you didn't go clubbing or go out and do anything? You
I did
actually
that.
went and studied?
I did that. I slept with a guy while I was there, but I did go...
But you also
initially
did
to study.
So it was part fun, part academic?
Yeah.
What year was this?
I'm going to say the 80s.
Because I was there in the 80s.
Yeah, 80s, yeah.
So how long was it?
It's me! I remember you.
I thought you were black.
What are you thinking, Wallace?
The way that Gina talks about her mum is the same way that I sort of, you know, Sri Lankan parenting is very, very similar. What I can't understand is how you wouldn't be just incredibly anxious, because if even there was the slimmest chance of your mum finding out, you would not be with us today.
No.
What do you think, Jessica?
I think it's completely 100% true.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, completely.
Do you know what I liked? Touraine. Not Paris.
No.
It's not obvious, is it? Touraine. Who knows? But yes, that's the sort of thing, a place in France. Yes, my town is twinned with Touraine. They've got a biscuit factory. I think it's true.
You're going to say true. Gina, truth or lie?
It is true.
I once made a 72-hour round trip to Australia just to pick up a really rare record because I couldn't risk it getting damaged in the post.
Beastie.
Wow. What was the record? 100-metre sprint?
It was a rare Northern Soul record.
By?
Frank Wilson.
And what was the record called?
It was called Do I Love You, Indeed I Do. It was originally printed and they were all 500 presses were smashed because Motown didn't like it. But two survived, well, two knowingly survived. We thought we'd find a third one.
Is it a single or an album?
It's a 7-inch.
Sorry, but the flying all that way for a 7-inch doesn't seem like a very good use of time or money. Yeah.
The one that we know of, that I know of, sold for £28,000, so it's quite a...
And how much were you paying for it?
Well, we thought we could get it for about £9,000.
Where did you get it from? Was it from eBay or something?
No, just from some research. Someone phoned up and said he thinks she's got a copy of it in Melbourne, Australia.
OK.
So I went over on Qantas.
So when you got there, did the third one exist?
It did exist, yeah, but it was in such a bad state. It was like someone had glued it back together.
So you couldn't play it?
No, you couldn't play it, no.
Craig, could you do a bit of the song?
Do I love you? Do I love you? Do I...
Oh, it was scratched, wasn't it? Presume you'd have been expected, if you'd have brought it back, expected to pay import duty?
I wasn't expecting that.
have been expecting it, but I suspect they were.
Jeremy, what do you think?
It just seems so impractical to fly that distance and pay that amount of money to buy something. So I'm edging towards lie here.
Did you offer him anything?
I did offer him £5,000.
And he said no.
And I brought it home.
Oh,
you did buy it?
So you've got it now, have you?
Yeah.
This now sounds true.
I think it's true.
Yeah, well, I think he's well known for his love of music, so he might be mad enough to do that. We'll say it's true.
Saying it's true. They think it's true, Craig. Was it true, or were you telling us a lie?
I was telling you a lie.
I recently wrote a rap about the benefits of sensible pension planning.
Oh, you've got David's interest.
Could you do a bit of that rap, or...?
I don't really remember it.
You've forgotten it?
Yeah, it was a while back.
You said recently?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm new here.
How did it come about?
I do a lot of adverts for people, and they want me to rap for them. I'm a musician as well as a TV chef, and I normally rap about stuff for money.
Very honest about it.
So you were commissioned by essentially an advertising agency?
Yeah, the pensions from the government.
Do you remember any of the lines from the rap?
I know a part of it went, pension, pension.
I'm going to say something. As an actor, often when you finish a show, the whole thing goes. As soon as you have done your last show, you cannot remember a
Only he didn't, because he just sang 2 lines.
No, what he did, Gabby, was he went, pension, pension.
What he should have done is put a little bit of the rap away each month, and then...
Can you remember the specifics of what the rap was trying to get across?
It was about just taking away the stigma of pensions.
Stigma?
I don't think people aren't ashamed of their pensions. I mean, my parents, I think they're quite pleased they've got pensions. They're happy to take their pension money and use it to live with.
And have you remembered any more of it in the intervening minutes?
I'm under a lot of pressure right now.
Yes.
So I can't... There's a lot of tension about the pensions.
That'll do.
There we go. He's writing my lyrics now.
So what do you reckon?
I'm not aware of a recent government campaign to raise awareness and get rid of the stigma of pensions among young people.
I don't think you not being aware of this campaign should direct us in one way or another.
You think
because
it might?
I don't think your algorithm is what they would aim big zoos adverts.
You get those walk-in bath adverts, don't you? Come on then, David Mitchell.
So you think it might be true?
I'm weighing towards truth. Yeah, I think it's true.
We're going to go true then.
OK, you're going to go with your team. Zoo, they think it's true. Was it true or was it a lie?
It is true.
Yeah!
All right. I've had to up security at my gigs because old women won't stop kissing me.
Ooh.
Please, team.
How old are these women?
I would suggest maybe like 60 upwards.
And what kind of
Whoa,
kisses?
whoa, whoa. Sorry, you're saying that's old? Don't listen to him, Rob.
What kind of kisses are they going in for?
They're going for a smooch on the cheek. Some might try and get one on the lips, but it's like, no.
And are they trying to get on the stage, or is this at the back?
No. This is at the meet and greet. So I do meet and greets at some of the... Yeah, at some of the smaller
You charge
venues.
extra for that?
No.
Could be.
I mean, I could, but I don't want to, you know what I mean?
It's not that kind of meat.
Do you not like...
I'm not suggesting he's offering himself as a gigolo.
You should tour with Claudia, you could do meat and gravy. So, how bad does it get? I mean, obviously...
It gets bad.
Are we talking a bit of hand-grabbing as well?
Yes.
And are we talking a bit of, like, when the photo happens, arm round, bit of a squeeze?
Yes, I've had that, I've had that.
And they say, get off.
No. I've had, let me tell you something, I've had a couple, husband, wife, and I've had, like, while we're taking a picture, I've had the wife's hand on my bum.
Squeezing it?
Yes, full on. And I'm like, in the picture, I'm like...
What are we thinking? Was Babatunde telling the truth?
I think he's got an approachable way about it.
And especially on the, you know, I'm a celebrity, they share everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they feel like they know him.
I think it's true.
I think it's a lie, actually. And I think he's just showing off.
I'll go with you. I'll say
You're
true.
saying true.
Yeah.
All right, they think it's true, Babatunde. Was it true, or were you telling a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Bono once fixed the flush on my downstairs loo.
Please, team.
Is that a euphemism?
Might be worth saying, Kimberley, for some of the younger viewers, Bono, of course, is the lead singer of Spandau Ballet. Sorry, you two.
I thought you were going to explain what a loo was.
And so what happened?
So we were on tour in Ireland.
And when are we talking about, Kimberley? What year
So
would
this would have been like mid-2005-ish, I reckon.
OK.
And we were staying in these kind of like apartments. So it was the toilet downstairs in the apartment.
OK.
So basically, I went out to like the concierge type bit in the apartment block.
Bono wasn't working as the concierge, was he?
And Bono actually happened to be in the reception area at the same time. So I start shouting off that the loo's blocked. So then we start chatting, and then he's like, "Oh, sure, I'll fix the loo."
Was he wearing sunglasses?
Yeah, he always wears sunglasses.
That is him.
Is that
it? Always wears sunglasses.
So how exactly did Bono unblock that toilet?
So he lifts up, what's it called? The cistern. Fiddles around with that floaty thing, the ball cock, and he's like, Bob's your uncle. Life lesson learned from Bono. Brilliant.
Were all girls allowed in the same apartment?
No, we had two between us.
Who were you with?
I was with Cheryl.
So you and Cheryl, what, in a twin room? Or
No,
did you have your
we
own
had
bedroom?
our own rooms. Don't get carried away.
If I was getting carried away, I wouldn't have said twin beds, I'd have said a double bed, wouldn't I? Trust me, I wouldn't have had in the background the idea that your toilet was blocked.
What are you thinking, Sam?
Oh, can I ask, being in like a famous pop group, is that just a roller coaster?
Yes, it is. It really
That's quite a very general question, Sam.
I think it's true. I think that it's not you in your highest moment, so I think to present this is really brave.
The bit I don't like is the concierge going, yes, I'll just sort that out for you. Wait a minute, I'll sort this out. Oh, it's right, Bono from U2 is going to do it, that's all right.
So what do you think? Is it the truth?
I think it's a lie.
All right, we'll go with lie.
OK, you're going to say it's a lie. Kimberley, was it a lie or was it actually the truth?
It was, of course, a lie.
Age 11, I got my first ever detention for secretly watching Would I Lie to You on my phone in class.
Oh. Well, that makes me feel old.
Can we ask how old you are now?
I'm 20.
So 9 years ago. Well, this programme was on 9 years ago.
Yes.
I can confirm that. So,
It's a family-friendly show.
family-friendly show. What lesson were you in?
I was in RE.
How many times had you done this?
I'd done it, like, quite a few times before.
Watching
so
us or just watching telly generally?
mainly Would I Lie to You.
Here's a question, then. Who was on?
OK, David was on.
A good start.
You were on as well.
Yeah, that's I'm in this.
Rob, so...
Rob was on, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I think it was one of the episodes with Bob Mortimer.
Oh, you're playing safe,
Oh,
aren't
that's
you?
a very easy choice, isn't it?
So, you know when you was watching this, was you streaming it or did you buy the box set?
I was just streaming it.
You don't have that much data. How much data did you have?
You can
9 years ago. You used to get 1 gigabyte 9 years ago.
I've
That's
downloaded
300
it.
megabytes per episode.
Is it? That's very specific knowledge.
Yeah, man. I used to work at the Apple store.
I tell you what. Did you really? Is that true? Really?
Do you remember what you were supposed to be studying in RE that day?
There's a lot of religions. I think it was Hinduism.
OK.
I mean, much as I find the show entertaining, I don't know if it's more entertaining than Hinduism.
That's our second trailer from Frank. So what we're saying?
Oh, what did you think? A lie?
I'm going for a lie. I don't think she would have been allowed her phone.
Lie. Lucy?
I think it's a lie.
I'll go with my team.
But it might be true.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's go with
We've never done this before, but can I have a substitute?
Let's go with lie.
OK, we'll go with lie.
Lie. OK, they think it's a lie. Abby, was it a lie? Or was it actually the truth?
It was a lie.
Yes. During my driving test, the examiner made me pull over because he'd spotted someone breaking into his house.
Please, team.
Driving test or driving instruction?
Driving test.
You're actually on your test. And... How old were you then?
18, I think.
And talk us through the conversation.
I was going down the dual carriageway. That bit was fine, and then we pulled off and we went to a residential area. I didn't know the area.
You just changed that, didn't you? We're going down the dual carriageway, and then we pulled off and went to a residential area.
I remember that.
What houses are that can be broken into? Yes, carry on, Rav.
And we pulled off.
Yeah.
And he just screamed, stop.
Just screamed, stop.
Yes. So I stopped the car.
So you stopped the car?
And he ran out.
So we got out, and did he even say what he was doing?
He ran to a house that had a ladder.
Oh, he didn't tell you anything, he just ran out of the car.
Ran.
So at this point you're thinking, I'm not doing very well, am I?
But I knew something was up, because...
He'd said stop and ran out of the car.
No, because mine...
Exactly the same thing happened on my driving test.
He just ran out the car and ran to the house that had a ladder on the outside because he thought someone was breaking into the house, which I later found out.
Talk us through then what happens.
He came back and said, no one's breaking into the house. It was the window cleaner.
I've got a question for you. That house must have been empty, otherwise he wouldn't have been so panicky, correct?
Quite possibly, I don't know.
Where was the window cleaner getting the water?
An outside tap?
All right, what are we thinking? Sue, what do you make of this?
Well, you see, I'm just thinking the examiner could have actually liked the look of that house and said stop and dashed up because he probably thought, I just want to see if there's anything worth myself burgling.
Oh, you thought he was a burglar?
Yes.
So you thought my examiner turned burglar?
There's an angle we hadn't thought of.
Yes. Did he have any jewels when he came back?
I like the way Sue thinks our job here is to develop the story.
Sue, I could see you and Rav, prime-time BBC One, as a new crime-fighting duo. He's very much the traditional copper, but you think a little bit outside of the box.
Oh, I'd be like Sister Boniface.
Who's Sister Boniface?
She's a nun who's a detective.
What channel's Sister Boniface on?
20.
Channel 20. I've not heard of Channel 20 or Sister Boniface, but this is... I'm going to write this down.
What do you reckon, Chris?
So do I think that Rav had to stop his car in a driving test because the driving instructor saw a man on a ladder at his house and thought it was a burglar, but it was the window cleaner? Yes, I do.
You think it's true?
Wow.
Susan Pollard.
Oh, dear. I'm going to go... it's...
What are you thinking? I'll help you with your dilemma.
Well, you've been hopeless so far. You're not giving
You think out loud, Sue. Can I just say, your character in Heidi High, I always thought was an exaggeration of your character. Turns out it was toned down, wasn't it?
It is true.
You say true. We'll take that.
True.
I'm going to go with my teammates and say it's true.
OK. Rav, you've convinced them, but was it the truth or was it a lie?
It is, in fact, a lie.
On an American tour, I was repeatedly stopped by customs officials because I'd been pranked by Rod Stewart.
David's team.
Right. That's
Rod Stewart is a popular singer.
Thank you. So you're on tour in America?
Yes.
The United States of?
And South America.
South America where?
Brazil.
Just Brazil?
Yeah, forget the Rod Stewart bit. This is the real interesting bit.
OK, so we were doing a show, and Rod Stewart was there.
Which of the countries of the Americas did Rod Stewart attend your show in?
Well, this was in Ireland.
Had he come just to see McFly?
No, he was doing the same show. It was a toy show.
A toy show?
Yeah, at Christmas time. Big celebration, loads of toys.
Yes.
And McFly and Rod Stewart.
Was it a dream you had?
So Rod was there, and he's like, "Hey, Danny!" And I'm like, "Hey, Rod!"
Sure you haven't been watching Rocky?
So he said, "Do you want a lift?"
Does he mean drugs?
He went back home. He's like, "Well, I'll give you a lift on my jet."
Wasn't he sailing?
Very good, man. He said, "Oh, I need your passports." So we get on the plane, give our passports to him, and then fly to London.
Right.
So then we get a call from our tour manager. I think he was applying for a visa. So then he was like, "Guys, bad news." And he'd drawn willies on our heads.
Rod Stewart?
Like, yeah.
So
on our
Rod
passport.
Stewart?
Oh, on your passport?
Yeah, no.
Just assume that he just fell asleep on the plane.
So did this mean they wouldn't recognise you at customs unless you drew a willy on your own?
It wasn't fun travelling around. Every customs were like, "You think that's funny?" Like, no, but you won't. The story is Rod Stewart drew it.
Well, it's going to delay you a lot if you tell this story.
When you told people at customs that Rod Stewart had drawn these appendages on your head, did they believe you?
Well, no, so we stopped saying that.
Why would Rod Stewart be performing at a toy show in Ireland? That doesn't add up.
Oh, but it's all right for McFly to do that, is it?
Right, time to go for a guess, David. What do you think?
Okay.
I think it's false.
You think it's...
I don't think it's true.
You don't think it's true? I think it's true. I'm not confident enough to overrule. I'm just, you know...
Well, what are you doing in the captain's seat, then, you coward?
Despite my scepticism, we're going to say, as a team, that we think that's a lie.
You think it's a lie? OK, Danny, was it a lie or were you actually telling the truth?
I was actually telling the truth.
I was once a body double for a Headlice advert.
David's team.
What do you mean a body double?
I had Headlice at the time.
OK.
They show the boy, and then they show the back of the head with the lice. I was not the boy, but that back of the head, and those are my lice.
So when they were casting the advert, they thought, well, we can't cast someone who's necessarily infested themselves.
The lady who invented the comb, it was her son.
Which comb are we talking about?
The Knitbusters comb.
Knitbusters?
Yeah.
So is the person that invented the comb for Headlice...
Yeah.
Her son was in the advert?
It's called nepotism, David.
Odd name for your son.
Yeah. Where are we in Australia, Sam?
Oh, you're not having one of your breakdowns again, are you?
This is in Queensland, dude.
How did they know you had Headlice? Because you don't advertise that, do you?
Best friends with this guy, yeah. Him and I were as thick as thieves.
Right, so was it like one of them shopping channels?
Weirdly, I think it was on the news. It was at the end of the news, they'd be like, and now we've got this comb.
So it's on the news?
Yeah.
I thought you said it was an advert.
Here are the Headlice.
Yeah. I think it was a thinly veiled advert, and, you know, so sue me.
You think it was advertorial? That's what you're saying. When was this?
I was pretty young at the time. 10 or 11.
When was that?
When I was in primary school.
Yeah,
we realise that. We're trying to ascertain the year.
A year on it.
Maybe year 6, I guess. No way, I was much younger.
You haven't said what you had to do in this advert or this appearance.
So I just was the back... You know, like, any time you see someoone's hands in a movie, that's not really their hands.
That's not true.
That is true.
What you mean is sometimes when you see someone's hands.
I think every time.
Not every time. Sometimes when they scratch their face, that's their hand. If you see Tom Cruise scratching his face, there's not someone going...
Cruise has got a scratcher. Cruise has got a scratcher.
So, in the 1990s, there was a breakthrough in the treatment of nits in Australia. A new comb was marketed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was so great about it? What was new about it? That the previous
I think
nit
the
combs...
spacing between the teeth on this comb was just really gobsmacking.
Up until then, they were like that far apart. They just...
Unless it's a very big nit. Yeah.
It's the obvious design feature to tinker with on a comb, isn't it?
How did you feel when they offered you this? Because in the one level, oh, I'm going to be on the telly, but showing my nits.
I mean, I know this guy who was dancing in a window to get his foot in the door.
All right, well, what do you think?
You know, mainly because you mixed up advert and news. Otherwise, I'm totally buying it.
Me, I think definitely lie.
I think lie. I think we do think it's a lie. I mean, you have a disconcerting presence.
No.
Sam. So in
You
a
say
way...
the warmest things to the guests, David.
But there's also something ghostly about you. I wouldn't be surprised if at the next recording they said, wasn't it weird that on Lee's team we only had one guest? I said, no, there was another guest, Sam. He was from Australia. And Rob says, there is no such place. But I think we think it's a lie.
They're saying it's a lie.
It's a lie.
Sam, truth or lie?
That's true.
No!